Hello and welcome to Up to Speed Live. I am Diana Alvear. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Friday. And we have a lot to talk about, but before we get started on the news, I do want to tell you what we are doing in India to support our V-Teamers there. We have a lot. It is comprehensive. So we are working with local partners to give them access to vaccines. We are offering ambulance service support and food assistance. We're setting up isolation centers for those who need to quarantine. We're offering telehealth services. Other resources include the 24/7 helpline, the care management team, our COVID-19 employee resource page, and our EAP. And all of those services and support were outlined in an email that went to our teams in India. We just wanted to let the rest of you know we were also concerned that there is a comprehensive support effort on the behalf of Verizon to our V-Teamer community in India. And we also want to remind you that today is the last day that you can donate to support COVID-19 relief efforts in India and boost it with that company match. And you can do so at the link in today's story. It's so important to send as much love and support as you can to our V-Teamer family in India. All right, so how about some weekly highlights? Of course, we had a great week, and Monday, Andy started off by hosting Hans and Guru Live to talk about the big news about Verizon Media Group. Tuesday, we introduced the Reset, which shows you why lag is a major drag, but it doesn't have to be thanks to 5G. And yesterday, we showed you lots and lots of ways to celebrate mom this weekend. Okay, so let's talk about Small Business Days. We gave you a little taste of what was to come last week. Well, yesterday, Sampath met several small business owners in Hoboken, New Jersey. Hoboken, New Jersey, let me get that right, who are benefiting from 5G technology thanks to Verizon Business Group's partnership with Tech United. So much good stuff happening in there. Monday, we're going to have a lot more from Sampath, VBG, and that small business support. And Sampath's not the only one getting into the stores. This was so much fun to see on social media. Hans himself is surprising our V-Teamers, heading into the store, letting them know how much we appreciate them and the hard work they put in every day. So the cool thing is now you have to be on the lookout for our fearless leader because you have no idea where he's going to pop up next. He may be coming to a store near you, maybe your store. Okay, so parents, don't forget about Verizon's partnership with the New York Times. So it gives students free access to nyt.com for all high school students across the US. You want to sign your students up today, help them understand their world during the summer months. This access runs through September 1st, and it includes unlimited access to articles, videos, and more on NewYorkTimes.com and in the New York Times app. You're getting lessons from the Learning Network featuring articles, photos, podcasts, and more. So much good stuff there, and the fun doesn't have to stop during the summertime. Okay, so now we're going to turn things over to our friends Diego and Andy and a few VIP guests, and they're talking about Verizon's role in a huge event. Take a look.
Well, it is always great to have Diego on to talk all things CMO, but we have two more guests with us today, and we're going to make this conversation even sweeter. Lisa Sherman is here, CEO of the Ad Council, and Hugh Evans, CEO of Global Citizen. They're both here to talk about the work their organizations are doing to fight vaccine hesitancy. Lisa, we'll start with you. The Ad Council has been the driving force on these efforts, creating the biggest campaign the organization has ever done. It is called It's Up to You. Can you tell us about the Ad Council and talk a little bit about this campaign?
Sure. Thanks, Sandy. It's great to be here. The Ad Council is an organization that really uses the power of communications to tackle the most pressing issues that we face as a country. Things like gun safety, mental health, hunger, opioids. And when you think about it, there's probably no bigger issue than vaccine education. And just a bit of a backstory, this fall, we were seeing the heroic efforts of the pharmaceutical and scientific communities that were delivering vaccines in record time. But we also noticed that there were very high levels of hesitancy. People weren't sure they were willing to get vaccinated when the vaccines became available to them. And we knew that if they weren't willing to get vaccinated, we were never going to get out and recover from this pandemic that we've been in and sort of all ready to get back to our lives. And so we launched the largest and I think the most critical communications effort in our history. Our goal was pretty simple. We wanted to give people the information they needed about vaccinations so that they could make informed decisions for themselves and for their families. We built a big tent for this effort, hundreds of partners, brands, media companies, tech platforms, community-based organizations, faith leaders. And I'm very happy to say that Verizon was the very first partner to raise their hand to help. Diego was there from day one and has been just an extraordinary partner in his support and the resources he's brought to bear of Verizon in the content they've created, the financial resources they've provided, and the counsel, frankly, he's provided to me through this entire process.
That is so awesome to hear, Lisa. And at a critical time when so many people in the world need education, your team has stepped up in a big way. We are honored to be a part of it. So, Diego, Verizon, of course, a long-time relationship with the Ad Council. Talk about our participation in this campaign. It's up to you and what it means to you to be a part of it.
Well, first of all, welcome, Lisa and Hugh. You both are, very dear to my heart and to Verizon overall. And for the people that don't know, the Ad Council is now almost 80 years old as an organization. When Lisa called me and to talk about this, I said, well, absolutely. I mean, I didn't even have to think it twice because this is the issue of our time, both in terms of vaccine hesitancy, as Lisa was describing, especially now as we're getting more and more people vaccinated in the country. But then the other big issue, which is how do we get the vaccine to be something that not only the rich countries can get, but then everybody in the world, because this issue is only going to be solved when everybody is vaccinated around the world, because that is so important for the responsibility that we have as being one of the biggest companies in the country.
Says a lot about who we are and what we're all about. And Diego, I see you're sporting a very important shirt there, Global Citizens Vax Live there tomorrow, of course, a big day. Vax Live, a concert with no small mission to reunite the world by ensuring equitable access to the COVID-19 vaccine. So Vax Live will air tomorrow. And Hugh, Global Citizen, of course, dedicated to mobilizing action to help and end extreme poverty by 2030. Tell me a little bit about how Vax Live fits into that mission and what we can expect to see during the show.
Well, thank you, Andy. And I should start by saying a huge thank you to Diego and Lisa, because on this call today, you have the people who are responsible for getting Vax Live off the ground in the beginning. In fact, it was Diego and Lisa who called first, and they said, wouldn't it be great if we could join forces? And when you go in the trenches with someone and you feel as though you're really trying to get things over the line, it was like that. We were making phone calls to everyone to get this off the ground. And so it feels like a full circle to come together today with such incredible people as Diego and Lisa. And I mean it with all sincerity that I've learned a lot from them in their leadership through this journey. But as we gear up for Vax Live tomorrow, we really have two major objectives. The first one, as Lisa eloquently said, is to overcome vaccine hesitancy and to really encourage people to listen to the science and see that vaccines are safe and that they're effective. And the second objective, as Diego highlighted, is vaccine equity. There are 27 million heroic healthcare workers around the world that lack access to the vaccine, and we want to make sure that they get access. So we set ourselves an ambitious target of trying to get at least 10 million doses of the vaccine donated tomorrow night at the concert. And I'm proud to say that already through the campaign, we've exceeded that. And so we've got some big announcements over the next few days. But what's going to be so cool about the show tomorrow is that it's going to be headlined by the incredible J-Lo, with an amazing hosting role by Selena Gomez, performances by the Foo Fighters, J Balvin, her, Eddie Vedder. And then we're honored to have the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, as the co-chairs of the campaign. And we also have a very special message from His Holiness the Pope, as well as, we've got the President, the Vice President, and the First Lady of the United States all participating. This has been a true global effort. This truly was a team effort because Lisa and Diego were at the heart of making this happen.
I can hear and feel the pride behind your voice there, and that pride, of course, extends when you hear from Diego and Lisa. And it's just great to see folks coming together on that. Now, Diego, as you mentioned, Verizon will have a presence in this Vax Live broadcast. So tell us about how we're highlighting our work around responsible business. Any teases you can give us for the show tomorrow?
Well, I'll tell you first, it's so wonderful. I get chills when I hear that all of this has come together in this way because you know me, I always said the same thing, which is every big dream starts with people that were daring enough and excited enough to kind of like put it forward and do it against anything that can get on the way, and this folks are like that. So I'm the one that is proud to be partnering with you guys. So thank you. And tomorrow is going to be a special day. We're going to have a big presence during the concert. First, we're going to have a segment with our Verizon Innovative Learning program, a teacher in Compton that is going to talk about what his students went through the pandemic, and the reminder that the way of we're going to get everybody back together to the class and schools is by getting vaccinated. And then it's very special as well because for Citizen Verizon, it's going to be, number one, the reinforcement of the $3 billion that we announced last week in terms of our expansion of trying to help to solve the digital divide in America. And we are going to have 3 new TV spots that really summarize everything that we're doing for for Citizen Verizon around digital inclusion, climate protection, and also support for the small businesses. And I tell you, I'm super proud of this work because it's all about to be very, very on theme about making sure that we don't leave anyone behind. So let's take a look.
At Verizon, we are committed to closing America's digital divide. We are investing to bring tech and connectivity to underserved schools across the country, making high-quality connectivity more affordable for low-income families, and expanding access to rural communities. It's all part of our $3 billion commitment to help those who need it most and close the digital divide. Because we believe no one should be left behind. At Verizon, we are committed to protecting our planet and everyone on it. We're innovating 5G solutions to help cities reduce their carbon footprint, becoming a leader in buying U.S. renewable energy, and making our operations carbon neutral by 2035. We create the networks that move the world forward for all. Because we believe no one should be left behind. At Verizon, we are committed to supporting small business. We provided grants to help owners navigate through the pandemic. And now we're pledging to support 1 million businesses nationwide, helping them bring their businesses online so they can thrive in a digital economy. We create the networks that move the world forward for all. Because we believe no one should be left behind.
Wow. I mean, I'm so proud, I tell you, this work because you can see how the passion and the impact of everything that we're doing with Citizen Verizon is reflected there. And listen, I want the world to know how amazing is the work that all of you are doing out there, to help society and to be a responsible business. So thank you.
It is awesome, and we know how important this type of work is, not only for our V team, but for our customers as well in the entire world. Lisa, I know the Ad Council is also a partner on Vax Live. This is actually the first time the Ad Council and Global Citizen have teamed up, 2 incredible organizations committed to social change coming together. What makes this event an important one to help the mission of both the organization and the campaign?
Well, it's definitely the first time, but I'm really hoping, and I don't think it'll be the last time that we work together. And I have to say that, again, Diego had the vision for bringing us together. I mean, he knew both of us quite well. And now that I'm so much more familiar with Global Citizen, it really was a classic case of 1 + 1 = 3. We and Global Citizen have deep commitments to improving people's lives. And we really focus on the issues that affect a people's ability to thrive. It's really wired into the DNA of our organizations. And so together, I really think we will be more impactful than we can be alone. With respect to Vax Live, one of the things we do a lot at the Ad Council is very deep research, and we had deep knowledge on the issue of vaccine hesitancy. And we know from that research that highlighting the moments of human connection that people miss the most is very motivating for people who are hesitant. And at the top of that list are things like going to concerts like Vax Live with their friends. And it's one of the things that people really crave. And so we think by just showing the power of that on the screen will really help demonstrate what's possible if people get vaccinated. We also know that hesitancy is a really complicated issue, and at the core of hesitancy is trust. And so part of how we have to deliver our messages are through trusted messengers. And then finally, I would say the global citizen has an incredible ability to influence culture, and collaborating with them at the Ad Council will really help us move the needle on our goals around vaccine hesitancy. So I'm super psyched about this.
Lisa, I love the patience and the way that we're delivering this message. You mentioned that this is a very challenging topic for many people, but to extend that question from you to Hugh, Hugh, why is having an organization like the Ad Council a part of the event so important from your perspective?
Well, if I may, if I can start from a personal perspective before I get into the professional perspective, because I think that personally, as Diego rightly said earlier, having people that you can work with in the beginning to make things happen is everything in life. And I think that, as Lisa said, it really was Diego's vision to bring us together. But then when Lisa and I started texting and calling almost every night for several months to pull this off, it just became like I felt like I had someone that I could call and we could speak about and pull things off, because that in life, I think, is 90% of the battle. When you have a friend, a partner, someone that you can work with to achieve something like this, it was very, very, very special. And so I think that you've got these multiple dimensions of this partnership that have made it so rich. I don't think Lisa will mind telling you, but like Lisa is she's such an amazing leader that, she really believed in the fact that we would get this over the line when other people didn't. She was like, she's like, other people were like, oh, I'm not sure we're going to make it. But Lisa's like, Hugh, I have faith. And I think that's, for me personally, I really do believe that's 90% of the battle. So I'm incredibly grateful.
That's awesome. And really that battle between the humility of knowing the challenges and the optimism of crossing the finish line is something Diego and I are constantly talking about within our own circles here. But this partnership here, this collaboration, nonprofit and private sector, would love to hear your thoughts on from each of you about these important partnerships. And Diego, we'll start with you.
Well, first of all, I think there's never been a more important time for public sector and nonprofits and corporations to come together. I always go to the same to ask the same question, which is, how do you create meaningful and broad impact in all of these issues? And the answer is definitely not going alone at doing any of this, because not a single company, for more resources that you have, are going to be able to even start to making a dent on some of these issues if you don't really come together with other organizations. I really take very seriously the idea that I am because we are, which means we need to carry each other to that finish line when we need it the most, when we need that support. I love the way Hugh was talking about Lisa, and I feel the same way with them.
And that's why collaboration is so essential. And I think the other thread, which I think you've heard from Hugh and Diego and I would just underscore, is collaborating with the right partners and the right people who have shared vision and shared commitment and shared passion like these guys do. I just think that's the way we have to move forward.
I want us to close with some thoughts about this question here, and we'll go around the room asking this question: what equitable vaccine access means to you? And Diego, we'll start with you. What does equitable vaccine access mean to you?
Well, I tell you, I come, as you all know, from Argentina, a country that right now, like a lot of other countries around the world, and some of this is decisions of bad politicians, but some of that is just where we are in the as a developing country. only a very, very small percentage of the population has been vaccinated. And this is not only affecting the curves and the people that are getting sick and dying for that, but is destroying an economy that is also wasn't in a good place as a starting point. So the impact of this is in the loss of life and the loss of value and the loss of development in terms of the future is tremendous. So this is very, very personal to me from that perspective, because I'm seeing it every day when I speak with my mom that is down there, and it's a real issue, and I'm really convinced that to the point about collaboration and to the point about we are all part of this one world, and that's what there's never been, I think, a more relevant time, Hugh, for when you talk about global citizen. Is like, even if we're all vaccinated in the US, we're still going to have this thing going around. So it's only going to be solved when every country in the world is vaccinated, and we can say we have defeated this terrible disease. So I think this is more important than ever.
And Hugh, the name Global Citizen, it's baked into your name. Talk to us about what equitable vaccine access means to you.
Yes, Andy, and I really believe that vaccine equity is at the heart of what it means to be a global citizen. Because when we consider that, across Europe right now, you've got 1 in 4 people who've received the vaccine, and here in North America, it's now 1 in 3. But across Africa, it's 1 in 100. And so I think we've got 2 options in how we approach it. We can either look at it from a moral perspective and say, oh, well, that's not right, I'm going to respond. But even if you don't care about it from the moral argument, you could probably consider as what Diego said, which is what I'd call the enlightened self-interest. Because if you think to yourself, okay, we're not going to be able to really reopen the global economy or really deal with global health until everyone, everywhere has had access to the vaccine. That's really the heart of it, because we've got to stop new variants of the virus from emerging. And the only way we can stop that is by people being fully immunized globally. If you consider the fact that of the total billion doses that have been administered around the world, less than 1% of those have gone to the least developed countries. And so while it's awesome to see that the US government announced that initial $60 million commitment of the Oxford AstraZeneca doses, and you saw the announcement overnight from the White House that they're committing to temporarily waive the patents on these vaccines so that manufacturing can scale up, that's also a long-term solution. In the short term, we need countries to donate doses, because come June, the US will have 75 million excess doses just sitting there able to vaccinate people. And while we've seen demand has started to slowly decrease here in the United States, now is the time to start donating to the rest of the world so we can beat this for everyone, everywhere.
A lot of work to do, and we so appreciate what Global Citizen is doing for the entire world. And Lisa, as we wrap up this conversation, the vaccines within the lens of equity, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think one of the things that this pandemic has really laid bare is the level of systemic inequities that exist everywhere. And so for me, what it means is allowing everyone everywhere, regardless of where you live, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of your financial circumstances, everyone deserves to have access to these vaccines. And that's a big part of the push that Global Citizen is leading through Vax Live.
Awesome. It is a big challenge, but one that the three of you have faced head on and together, and it's absolutely wonderful. I want to thank you, Hugh and Lisa, for joining us. Diego, always great chatting with you. And of course, everyone can tune into Vax Live tomorrow, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And as Hugh mentioned, ABC, CBS, Fox, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Thank you so much to our panel, and we are very much looking forward to Vax Live.
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, that is so awesome. So great to see everybody coming together in support of this effort. And now you've got some weekend plans too. And I am so grateful that as of this coming Monday, I will be fully vaccinated. I'll have done those 14 days post-vaccination, and I will finally be able to see my mom very, very soon. She's coming for a visit. So that is my Mother's Day present to me. And yes, by the way, it is Mother's Day weekend. So did you know that this is the weekend that our customers typically make the most phone calls? with good reason, you got to call mom. So right on time, our popular offer Global Choice Plan is getting supercharged. This week now, when you activate a new line on a new account with Verizon on an unlimited plan, you will receive Global Choice calling to one Latin American country free. And you can choose from up to 11 countries, including El Salvador, Guatemala, and Colombia. There is no expiration date on this offer, entonces llame a la mami, las tías, abuelita, a las todos, because they want to hear from you. Okay, and this Mother's Day, why not shop at Verizon, okay? When you buy one of our best 5G phones, you get one on us with any unlimited plan. And if you're gonna get the phone, you might as well get the accessories, right? We have deals on Kate Spade phone cases, JBL wireless headphones, FitSense, all that good stuff. All you have to do is go see one of our friendly retail associates, go in those stores, they're happy to see you, or you can go to Verizon.com for more details. By the way, I'd like to show you some awfully adorable babies. Let's get a look at these kids right now. Do you recognize them? Do you recognize a certain Ronan Dunn or Christy Pambianchi there? Yeah, they grew up to be the VLC. There's Craig Zilliman, and they are thanking their moms this Mother's Day weekend. Oh, Diego, with a full head of hair as always. Okay, so we showed the pictures to you very quickly, but you can go and take a look at all the pictures. You can just click on the link in today's story and see how they are thanking their moms this weekend. And a very special first Mother's Day to a very special person. We are saying Happy Mother's Day to Alex, wife of our longtime friend Jeremy Godwin, on the happy arrival of this precious, beautiful little girl, Quinn Susan. 6 pounds, 15 ounces of pure preciousness. Oh, what a great place to end the show on. So thank you for joining me today. I am Diana Alvear. To my fellow moms, I'm wishing you a relaxing weekend. I hope you get spoiled. I hope you get lots of love and everything that you could hope for. Call your moms, call those mom figures in your life. We have so many of them. We're so blessed. And I'm going to let my fellow V-teamers do the honors. So stay safe. Have a great one.
Hi, my name is Siobhan Johnson, and I'm a project coordinator in Salt Lake, Texas. I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom and all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, this is Patricia Moore from Scott Sandoval's team in Richmond, Virginia, wishing my mom and all moms a very happy Mother's Day. Make sure your mom knows how much you love them. I miss mine every day.
Hi V-Teamers, my name is Crystal Watson. I'm a leader at West 18th Street, and I'm here to tell all the moms, Happy Mother's Day.
This is Dean Monroe from Mid-Atlantic South, here in Richmond, Virginia, wishing all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day, especially my mom.
Thank you, Dina. Love you, Sugar Bogo.
Hello, Ayana Johnson here, HR Senior Manager at Rolling Meadows, Illinois. Happy Mother's Day to my wonderful mom, Diane, and to all of the awesome moms out there.
My name is Sean Reynolds, and I'm from Foster Avenue Garage, wishing my mom and all moms out there a very happy Mother's Day.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Guerra. I'm one of the solutions manager here at the Verizon store located in South Beach. I wanted to take the time to say Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. And to all the strong mothers that are out there, Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day!
This is Mark Melius from the Satellite Response Team, wishing my wife, my mom, and all the moms out there a very happy Mother's Day. And until next time, you are up to speed.